Hey family, what's going on? Crystal Claire here. So welcome to a story time video. Now this story is going to be pretty interesting. So if you haven't already, grab a snack, grab something to drink, grab some Henny, grab some vodka or something, because this story is about to get very interesting.
Now it's story time, time to sit back and unwind. It's crystal clear. Don't forget to like and share. Now it's story time, time to relax and unwind. It's crystal clear. Don't forget to like and share.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. I do have a brother, so in case you guys didn't know that, I do have a brother. Love my brother, but my brother's a little crazy. Okay, growing up with him, like, you know, he's silly, he's playful, he's fun, but there's one thing that my brother did not like growing up was anybody to mess with his sister. Okay, all my people who have older brothers who are overprotective, they know what I'm talking about. Like, he did not like that. He was like, okay, everybody's cool or whatever, but don't mess with my sister. Like, he's one of those. He still is like that, actually. And we're all grown, and he's still like that till this day. My brother, if you are watching, hey, bro. But okay, so now this was back in my first college. I went to 2 colleges. So I'm not sure if you guys knew that or not. Whatever, just fun fact about me, I guess. But my first college, I lived in New York. That's another thing. So living in New York, it was easy to take public transportation. So taking the bus, taking the train is just easier than having to drive everywhere, whatever the case is. So now I lived around the corner from a bus stop. At the bus stop, it was freezing cold. It was freezing cold that day. I remember it was like yesterday. It was freezing cold. So I'm bundled up and I'm waiting for the bus because I had to take 2 buses at that time. So I'm waiting for the first bus, and I see this car like pull up to me or whatever, and I'm like, because there's, you know, in New York, if you're like, because I was raised in Queens. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with how it was in Queens and things like that, but like, as a woman, I got hollered at every day, people trying to holler. Oh my God, Jamaica Ave, quick sidebar. If you guys are familiar with Jamaica Ave, you know how the guys are in Jamaica Ave, like, yo ma, what up, can I holler at you for a second? Can I holler at you? So all of my New Yorkers who's been to Jamaica Ave in Queens, you guys know how it is with all of the thirsty dudes that's all up on Jamaica Ave. So just on a daily basis, like, you know, you get hollered at every day by these different guys. So this car pulls up to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, just leave me alone. Like, leave me alone, whoever it is. You know, I'm freezing cold. I'm waiting for this bus right now. I don't need any drama. I'm cold. Leave me alone, please. So he rolls down the window, and he's like, hey, you need a ride? And I'm like, oh, I realized that it was one of my brother's friends. We all grew up together. Like, you know, me and a lot of the guys that my brother hung out with, we all kind of grew up together. That's like what my brother. So I see him and I'm like, oh, hey, like, you know, yeah, of course I need a ride. It's freezing out here, you know. So I'm like, okay. So I dismissed him from being like all of the other guys who's trying to holler, because now I'm like, oh, that's my brother's friend. That's like my homeboy type thing. Like, you know, he can give me a ride, no problem. You know, whatever. He knows my brother. Everyone knows each other. It's cool.
Wrong.
So, whatever. I get into the car. I'm like, hey, you know, how you doing? How you been? Whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm good. You know, where you headed? I'm like, well, I'm going to school. I'm on my way to school or whatever. He's like, oh, well, why are you waiting out in the cold? You know, you should have a ride. Where's your man at? Whatever. You know, trying to, like, you know, sneak in the whole, where's your boyfriend type thing, because he probably wanted to holler like everybody else did. Oh God. But I didn't think like that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, that was my so So he's like, where's your man, whatever. I'm like, no, I don't have a man or whatever. Like, you know, these guys out here always playing games. You know how it is, whatever, whatever. So he's like joking around with me, and we're like having a friendly conversation or whatever. Cool. Everything was cool. So, then so he's driving, and then I didn't want him to drive me all the way to the school, because like the school was pretty far, and I didn't want to put him on his way. I just wanted him to drop me from one bus stop to the next bus stop. That was it. So that ride altogether was maybe like 10-15 minutes, like, you know. And then from that other bus stop, I would have taken the bus straight to the school, because it dropped us off on campus. So whatever. So we finally approached the first bus stop or whatever, and then I noticed, I'm like, wait, we passed the bus stop, because like we're driving. I thought he saw the bus stop, and we end up turning the corner and like going around the block or something like that. And I'm like, where are you going? I'm like, we just passed the bus stop, like, you know. And I'm just like, you know, still playing, everything is platonic. I'm still just like, you just passed the bus stop, like, you know, just turn back around, make a little U-turn, and take me to the bus stop. So he's like yeah, and he's driving, and then he turns a corner and then parks in like a parking spot by the, like, you know, on the other side of the bus stop at a corner, like inside one of the blocks or whatever. So I'm like, why is he stopping the car? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to open the door. I guess he had like the child lock or something like that on the door, because I couldn't get out the door. So I'm like, open the door. I'm like, okay, I guess he just dropped me. He didn't want to drop me up at the bus stop. He wanted me to walk. Like, you know how these guys are. So I was just weirded out. I'm like, whatever, just like let me out. I'll walk to the thing or whatever. When I turned to open the door and realized it was locked, I looked back over at him, and I'm like, hey, like, you know, my mouth dropped. I'm looking like, why was his penis out? Why was it out? So I'm looking at the very little thing that he's packing, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like,
oh, well, you know what to do.
excuse me? Like, okay, first of all, I don't know what these guys nowadays, or back then, I don't know if they're still like that, but I don't know what guys think a woman is supposed to do in situations like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think like I'm just gonna be like a thought and just be like, oh look, a penis? Like, what is it that you expected me to do? Like, and aside from all of that, what are you used to? Like, you know, the way he was acting was as if he did this all the time. Like, you know what I mean? He just like pull it out, like pull out, and then the girl's like,
oh my god, it's a penis. I have been waiting on this moment my entire life.
like, is that what happens? Like, I'm so not hip to the dating game if that's what happens. I was so lost at this point on what am I supposed to be doing? Like, why is he even doing this? Like, there was so much going through my mind. Like, this is my brother's friend. If my brother finds out, it's a wrap for him. That was the first thing I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, like, how do I get out of this car? The door's locked. Do I have to kick down the window? Like, do I have to, like, bust the windows out just to get out? Like, you know, do I punch him in the face? Do I, like, kick him? Do I grab his keys? Do I, like, push the light? Like, all these things are going through my head right now. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do at this moment? I was so creeped out. I was scared. I was like panicky. I was like, I'm gonna be late for school. What is going on? So I told him, I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I don't know what you thought this was. I just wanted a ride from one bus stop to the next, and I don't know what you're doing right now, but I need to get out this car right now. And he was like, oh, you playing games, da, 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 da. I feel like that's every guy's favorite line, is to tell a woman that she's playing games. So because you whip your penis out and I don't want to do anything with it, I'm playing games. I guess I'll play games then, because I'm not doing nothing with it or with you. Let me out this car. Like, I was so serious. I was livid. So I'm just like, okay. So when I got stern with him, he realized that I wasn't like playing any games. I wasn't like, I just wanted out. I wanted out, and I wanted out now. He knew. So he was just like, oh, and then like pushed he unlocked the door or whatever. He's like, oh, like, very mad and huffy or whatever. I went out the car. I slammed the door. I went right to the bus stop. I'm like, what the hell was that? That's my first thing. What the hell was that? So like I went to school or whatever with this on my mind, like, what was he thinking? What are guys doing? This is why I'm single. Like at the time I was single. So I'm like, what is going on? Okay, whatever. So fast forward a little bit. One of my brother's closest friends saw me at another bus at another time later on in life. And we had talked about it. We had mentioned it in conversation or whatever. He's like, oh, I'm going to tell your brother. I didn't tell my brother yet. So he's like, oh, I'm going to tell your brother, whatever. So I'm just like, no, don't tell him. I didn't tell him anything. Like, I'm just telling you this in confidence or whatever. And he's like, oh, no. That's my best friend. I'm going to tell him. I'm like, oh, me and my big mouth. I should have known that he would have told my brother, whatever. So then I guess he told my brother, because shortly after that time I saw him on the bus. Oh my God, my brother, let me tell you guys what happened next. So my brother shows up to my house with a couple of his friends, and they were standing there like guarding my brother, like guarding him, standing there. Right? So I'm like, what? So then my brother drags this guy, the same guy, we'll call him Penis Boy. So he, don't know, just thought of it. So he drags Penis Boy, like, by his collar and pulls him to the door. Mind you, I just opened the door like, hey, bro. So he pulls him to the door. He's like, is this the guy? Is this the guy? Sorry. He's like, is this the guy? Is this the guy who pulled his shit out on you? Is this the guy? I was like, So I'm looking at the guy's face. He looked terrified. When I tell you terrified, this guy was terrified, sweating, everything like this, like, no, like he was about to die. Like, he was terrified. And then I look beyond him and look at my brother. My brother was like, like I never seen him that mad in my life. Like, I see my brother mad before, but like that, my brother was ready. So then I looked past those two, looked on the other side, and I see his boy over there standing there. You know that face that guys make? I don't know if like other races kind of make this face, but black guys, when they're ready to fight, they make a face like they like I can't do it. I'm not a black man, but they make a face. Like they're ready to throw down. You know that face, when they make that face, it's no joke. Like his eyes were like bloodshot red. Like his friend I'm talking about, his eyes were like bloodshot red, and he's just like ready, like, what up? Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, okay, think, Chrystal, think. If you say that, okay, that was the guy, he's gonna get pulverized on the spot, beat up on the spot, like right in front of your eyes, bloody, the whole thing. So that's the option A. Option B is to say, that's not him. So they could let this poor guy go, let him live, because I don't know if they would have killed that man that night. I was so scared, and I was caught off guard. I don't like being put on the spot. I was just like, that's not him. That's not him, you know? I don't know, maybe I should have said it was him or whatever. But whatever, at the time, I did not feel like being a part of all that drama. Like, it happened or whatever, he did that. It's not like he God forbid that he didn't rape me or anything like that. Like, he just pulled it out and thought something was going to happen. Being a stupid dude. Like, he just did something really stupid, so I just chalked it up to being a douchebag, and I moved on with my life. I didn't want him to like get beat up to a bloody pulp over it, like, you know what I mean? So I just like, he's looking at me like I almost had his life in my hands at this point. So he's looking at me like,
Told me it wasn't me.
And then I'm looking around like, it wasn't him. My brother's like, yo, you sure? You sure it's not him? I'm like, no. And he's looking at me in my face. My brother knows me. He knows when I'm lying. He knows, like, he knows that, like, he's looking in my eyes at this point. He's like, Chrystal, this wasn't him. And I was just like, No, it wasn't. Let him go. Like, let him go. So that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. So they let the guy go, or whatever the case is. That guy went running. When I tell you I never seen nobody run like that fast in my life, that guy, as soon as my brother let go of his grip, he said, I don't know what kind of noise that was. He was gone. I'm talking gone. Like, I was just like, what is he, like the road runner? He was out. So I was just like, oh my God, like, what is going on? Like, his friend who was ready to fight was disappointed because he thought he was about to beat somebody's ass. So he was like,
Oh man, like I can't believe you let him go.
He was ready. Like, when you ready, he was ready. So I was like, yo. So then my brother was just like, because he knew I was lying. So he's like, he was like, yo, you better not have me catch him on the block slipping or whatever. Like, my brother was not playing. He was not playing. And then, his friend, the other friend who I saw on the bus, who told my brother what was going on, he was there as well, getting ready to beat the guy up. He was like, yo, Chrystal, but you told me on the bus that was the guy. How come you lying now? How come you sitting there saying that that's not him when that clearly is him? Why are you doing that? Why are you acting like that? We should beat his ass. So my brother's friend is over here wilding out. My brother's there upset. His other friend is mad. Everybody's looking at me crazy. I'm like, yo, like, this is crazy right now. Like, I just wanna act like this didn't happen. At this point, I just want to act like it never happened. And but yeah, that is the end of the story. That was one of the craziest stories of my life. I'm like, yo, it was crazy. That's when I realized my brother crazy. Like, don't mess with my brother, don't mess with my family, don't mess with nobody. Like, and my brother got people. Like, you know what I mean? He got people. It don't even have to be him. He just got people, like connections and people. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. My brother, he always grew up like the man on the block. Even till this day, bro, if you watching, I still don't know how you had so many friends. But he was like the man on the block. Everybody knew him. So everybody knew me as a result of everybody knowing him. Like, oh yeah, that's his little sister. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it was. Oh, that's his little sister. That's his little sister. So as I grew up and matured into a woman, all his friends, not all his friends, but most of his friends would be like, oh damn, your sister looking good, whatever. You know, my brother would be like, no, not my sister. Find somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. But anyway, whatever. That is the story. The guy is still alive and well, I think. I think so. But as far as I know, he is still alive and well and still living out in Queens somewhere. And it is what it is. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this story. It was very interesting for you guys. And look forward to my next video. I'll see you later. So guys, let me know if anything like this has ever happened to you. If you have an older brother who looks out for you in this way, let me know that. And also let me know any similar stories that you guys have that you want to share. I really would like to know. And if you haven't already, definitely when this video is over, go ahead and hit like, comment, and also subscribe. That way you can get notified whenever any videos like this or anything else that I might do, any crazy things that I might do come up, you get notified right away.